Today in African Media. I am Ibrahim Lamikonte. We are here to talk with Kadiatu Kuruma. She is the founder for Women for Women Foundation Sierra Leone. We are going to talk about the new bill that has been passed in Parliament, signed by His Excellency the President Julius Maada Bio. Hello and welcome to Today in African Media.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be part of your program today.
Your name, please, and designation.
My name is Kadiatu Kuruma, and I am the founder of Women for Women Foundation Sierra Leone.
Okay. Can you please give us the background of Women for Women Foundation Sierra Leone?
Okay, so Women for Women Foundation Sierra Leone is a young women-led organization. We have been promoting the rights and safety of women and girls in Sierra Leone for about 3 years now, and our passion and vision is a vision in the future where vulnerable women, girls, and their communities will be developed towards an awesome future that will be filled with hope, equality, dignity, justice, and peace.
Okay. As an activist, you may know now the president has signed the Women's Rights Bill. So what do you think about that?
I'm excited and I'm happy. I want to say thank you very much to His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio for endorsing and signing the GIWI Act into law, because we have been waiting for this. You know, we know that so many people sacrificed. We have been in this for about 25 years now, you know, and this document was first laid into Parliament by the Minister of Gender in 2021, but we never gave up. Through all these hurdles, these challenges, you know, women came together because we wanted this to happen. We want safe space for women. We want women participation. So I'm super happy and excited and pray that we implement what is written in this law.
Okay, that's interesting. There are so many beautiful laws here in Sierra Leone for women. Yeah, there are also beautiful laws for girls. And what the difference this law will make from those laws that are so beautiful, but enacting them is a problem?
Okay, firstly, I want to agree with you. For us in Sierra Leone, we believe in writing things in black and white paper, but implementing it is a bit of a challenge. But we are hoping for the best, that this will not only be in black and white paper, but it's going to be implemented across the board. So that's my take on that.
So are you sure this law will not only be on the black and white paper, but fully and fully, hopefully we all want, the law is so beautiful. Yeah. We have gone through it, the law is so beautiful. It brings women into governance in the private sector, into all facets of life. Yeah. So you see, and we don't want it to be just on the black and white as you mentioned, but to be enacting them, and we are seeing improvement for women and girls.
Okay, so I pray and hope that we will be able to implement exactly what is written in that document, because this is one thing we have been yearning, we have been waiting for as women-led organization, as civil society, you know, and we're really going to do our best for it to be implemented in every sector, because that's the goal. We don't only want to be, for it to be written in black and white paper and it's done, no. By the grace of God, we're going to implement every single bit inside that law. Because what I believe is all of us have our own role to play. You have your own role to play. I have my own role to play. So in my own little community, what I try to do, I try to educate these young women and other girls in my community about this GIWI law, for them to know their roles and responsibility, and also for them to be aware that they have created the space for them to opt for leadership position, and they have the capacity.
Okay, you mentioned the space. So are the girls ready to come and take those space?
Okay. Okay, I want to say yes. Like, for far too long now, women have been left behind, you know. They believe that the role and responsibility for a woman or a girl is to stay at home, take care of the kids, and take care of the house. Even at national level, you will see women who have the capacity to take up some leadership space, but that platform is not created. So that is why wherever I go, I try to talk to people and to create the safe space for women participation. Because before, we thank God now because there is a lot of improvement when it comes to women participation in leadership. But before, it was really challenging. I just want to appeal to the government of Sierra Leone, to all the men in Sierra Leone, to just believe in us and create that safe space for us to participate, because I believe women are transformational leaders and we are more sensitive to issues.
Okay. So what change or changes the law can bring to women in Sierra Leone?
Okay, now what change I believe it will bring to Sierra Leone now is not just an ordinary bill, it is a law,
Yeah.
which means you should abide. So I believe for the president to endorse and sign it as a law, that is going to help us greatly as women in Sierra Leone.
Okay. The law also states that 30% of women allocation should be provided for them in political arena.
Yes, yes.
So do you think the law can bring more women into politics?
Yes, yes, I strongly believe that it will bring more women into politics. And one thing I'm happy about the president mentioned is that the 30% is we are just starting. And we hope and pray that we are just starting because we want to go more. Because for me, before I was actually not okay with this political party having this space called Women's Wing. For me, it's a strategy to limit women participation. Why a woman will not become the chairperson of a political party? So I'm always against that. So I want to advocate, like, we want to see, June is the election. We want to, like, women constitute 52% of the population of Sierra Leone. Imagine a single woman stand and all of us voted her in. She'll become the president. So my message out there to other women, please, let's learn to support ourselves.
Okay. June 24 is the elections,
Yeah.
right? The two main political parties, SLPP and APC, are yet to produce female flag bearer, yeah, or vice president. So do you think June 24 we can see a woman winning an election here in Sierra Leone?
Okay, I want to say kudos to Femi Claudius Cole for taking up, for being bold enough, for standing up. You know, I felt really bad because, like, she didn't get what she was expecting, but we're hoping for the best this time. And I want to appeal and advocate to other political parties, not only the two political parties we know about, but we want to also advocate to all the other political parties to create space for women. We want to see a female president. We want to see a vice president being a female. So we want to say, just give us the space and watch us deliver.
Are women ready for that?
Yes, we are.
Really?
Yes.
So what's the step to reach the level you guys are yearning for?
Okay, now there is much of awareness that as a woman, and especially as a young lady, you need to invest in yourself. When I say invest in myself, it's not only me looking good, but also invest in myself to build my capacity. So I always, like I said, all of us have our own role to play. For me, I always engage these young women and girls that I'm working with about the importance of empowering yourself. I always say, don't give me this position because I'm Kadiatu Kurma or because I'm the founder of Women for Women Foundation. No, give me the position because I deserve it and I have that capacity.
Okay. The law also states there is 14 weeks maternity leave for women. Let's take Kadiatu now. She is responsible for a role in an organization, and she knows how to do her job very well, and she's pregnant and she gave birth and she has to go for 14 weeks. How do you think the organization can cope without Kadiatu for 14 weeks? Okay,
so for me, I'm also a social worker. I believe in your own personal wellness and interest. You know, and as an organization or institution or an MDA, you should have, like, for example, if you have the secretary, you should have somebody who will be assisting. Like, if I'm not around, somebody will be able to fit into that space. It doesn't mean because because I'm pregnant and I want to go for leave because of your job, I should not go. No, I should go. That is why the organization or the MDAs or institution should put strategies or things in place to be able to, like, with or without Kadiatu, we will be able to do our work.
My name is Masa Estanyale Bokai, and I'm currently an executive assistant at Purpose 4.
So, how is Purpose 4?
Well, we're doing fine, and we are one of the organization, a leading organization that is currently working with and for girls here in Sierra Leone.
Okay. What's your take about the new Women's Act bill?
I think it's a good start. I'm sorry, this has been a bill that has been going on for the past 10 years, and we at Purposeful and I, and as an individual, we're really proud that this government has passed this bill, especially when we consider how much it's going to do in the life of women and girls in Sierra Leone.
Okay. There are so many beautiful laws here in Sierra Leone. Enacting them is always a challenge. So, I don't know if there will be a different angle with this one than those laws they are so beautiful, but enacting them, there is a challenge.
Yeah, I think the most powerful things about law is just the awareness that there is such a law. I think that in itself is a benefit. So it could go on that this doesn't become the norm for the next 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. But believe you me, somebody can always come up and challenge an institution, the government, or an individual that, oh, you're supposed to do this for me and you haven't done this, and the law says so, and then that person may have to deal with the law. So that's why laws are very important in themselves. So it might be that it's not being acted on now or in the near future, but some point somebody may come out and say, this is what the law has said and you owe me this. So that is why laws are always beautiful.
So do you believe that there will be different angle for this law than the previous ones? They are so beautiful, but enacting them is a challenge. And this one, as we all read to, is a very beautiful law. Women are having now 30% quota of every facet of lives, every facet of governance, right? And even in the private sector.
Yeah, like I said, I think one day women of Sierra Leone would demand what is due for them. And I, for one, know that we are not satisfied with just 30%. We want a world in which we have equal access, and if that could be coined as 50-50 or so. So this is just a start, and that is why I'm so sure that this is going to be implemented, because this is a start. And the other laws, they're also being implemented. If you watch how the world was in the past 20 years, when women lacked access to owning property and other things, and the laws that have been put in place and how much success have been made, then you can also say that this, at a certain level, it's going to change the life of women and girls and also the entire society.
So what change or changes this act can bring to women?
I mean, job security. This is a country where on almost every job application you see women are encouraged to apply, but a lot of people don't go back and say, oh, women are encouraged to apply, but we are the women. You go to some offices, you hardly see women. You go to some organizations, women are not in leading position. This is a country where the top 3 positions are either president, vice president, speaker, chief judge. We don't have a woman, and all of these are already challenges that we are seeing as a nation. And then there is this law that is stating to the government, to people, businesses, organizations, that you need to have 30% of women. So there's a guarantee for women that come what may, we are going to be represented in places. Our voices are going to be in parliament. We are going to be in the government's cabinet. And people that have been maybe have the thought that women can't do this or women shouldn't be here, they have to contend with the law, because now the law is telling you that you must do this.
So do you believe women can hold those top positions you just mentioned?
Of course. I do believe that. They are capable women. They are women that have the skills, the know-how to rule, to lead at the highest position in this country. And because of the society they find themselves in, most of them have been taking the backseat. But now this is what we call a positive bias, right? So now women are going to be, like, I don't want to use the word force, but at some level, women now have that opportunity to be in those places.
Okay. Now the opportunities are here. So are they ready for?
Of course. I mean, women are always ready. I mean, in the last 3, 4, 5 years, we've had women leading in almost all the external examinations. We have more women graduating secondary schools compared to before. We have more women graduating colleges compared to before, right? So this is just telling you that women are taking it upon themselves to empower their lives to take this position. And the sad part is that because some organizations have this idea of, oh, you're going to be pregnant and I have to pay maternity leave. Yeah, you're going to get married and your husband may want this or that. So it has been a negative that has been pushing women backwards, and these organizations, businesses, they always had it in their mind that they can do whatever they want to do with women. You can see a woman working when she gets pregnant, she gets sacked. But then this new bill or law now is saying that a woman can be pregnant and must be given maternity leave for a certain period of time with her job being protected. So these are all wins.
Let's talk about the maternity leave, 14 weeks as the law stated.
Yes.
Let's say the woman is responsible for the day-to-day activities of her duties, right? Then she has 14 weeks of maternal leave. So how the work is going on without her? Do you think that that's not a catchy point?
No.
And the work has to go on?
No. I mean, behind every organization, there are humans. For every, I don't know what's the policy in most organizations, but I know that there's 20-day guaranteed for every individual to have an annual leave, be it the president, be it doctors, and so right. And apart of that, you have study leaves, you have annual study leaves, you have sick leave.
Weeks.
Yes, I'm coming to your point, right? All of this, when people go right, when people go out, other people step into their shoes, and the work goes on. But it doesn't mean, because at the end of the day, having a child is a life process, right? It involves like sick leave in a kind of way, because a lot of women, you're not going to be mentally, physically okay the very first two weeks you've had a child, right? So all of those considered, right? Women deserve to be on maternity leave. And with your point about will it affect the organizations, of course at some level, but then it's preferable to have somebody who is well mentally, physically working, right, than to have a mom that is currently a newborn mom just 1 week after a child, and then you expect them to go back to work. And in the kind of way, it's not really going to be good for the business. And also, there are also people, not just women, right? Men also sometimes take sick leave that are more than 14 weeks, depending on the issues that they are facing with, right? For example, somebody cannot just undergo an operation or accident and then you expect them to go back. So why should women having kids like be the main point you say, oh, this is going to affect the business?
Do you think the law can bring more women into governance or politics?
Yes, it can. It can. Because currently we have, I think, 12% of our parliament being women, and now this law is saying that we must have 30%. So that is 18 more percent increment in the number of women present in our parliament. So that is just a start.
Okay, we are saying parliament, for instance. What about the ministerial position, even the presidency?
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. That so I just made an example with the parliament, but then it's going to cut across the executive, other directorate and stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, it's 30% everywhere. It's not just in the parliament. But I'm just citing an example with parliament. Yeah.
Okay. Let's say women. There are not much women into politics now. Then political parties have to allocate 30% to women. Don't you think there is a challenge to have those women coming in to blend to compile that 30%?
No, I think the way you coined it is a bit problematic because we have many women in politics. We have women that are grassroots leaders. You see every politician, every president that comes will say, oh, I want to thank the women of Sierra Leone due to their support. And women make 51% of our population and they're represented, right? Yeah. The population is represented in our parties. But at the end of the day, the role that they are given in these parties, you don't have a male wing in any party in Sierra Leone, right? But then you have a woman's wing. So that alone for us, it's a big challenge because a woman that is suitable to be a party flag bearer, that is suitable to be a presidential flag bearer, has been condemned to just be a women's leader, right? So with this law now, the absolute population, that is the total number of women that are saying they are right, they are going to be represented in the leadership of these parties, and that is
Thank you very much for talking to today.
No problem.